Hi, guys, and welcome to another 7-minute lecture. There was some disturbing news that came out of East Africa today, as usual, unfortunately. The news was that there is now an official famine in northern Ethiopia and a man made famine at that. So, I just wanted to run that through our format and hopefully spark a little more interest in that subject. What is a famine and can it be man made? That's what I'd like to cover today. In a nutshell, famine just means shortage of food, where food is scarce and people starve on a widespread basis. That state of affairs is known as a famine. While this has been a regular problem that mankind has had to deal with since the dawn of time, most parts of the world have been able to come out of this. If you look at the Western Hemisphere, for instance, the possibility of a natural famine is more or less gone. Barring some major catastrophe that changes the entire planet, there's almost no risk of famine in that part of the world. Even in the developing world, or the third world as it's sometimes known, most of us have come out of this. Most, not all. The United Nations estimates that about 20 to 25 million people are currently at risk in Africa in terms of the possibility of facing a famine. So, what are the causes of famine? How exactly does this happen? The first is, of course, the environment, natural causes, where the terrain and the climate are no longer viable for large scale agriculture. So, for instance, there could be a long period of drought and all the crops die. This happened in the Soviet Union back in the early 1920s, where nearly 5 million people died. There could be large scale floods that lead to famine because all the crops are destroyed, like in Somalia in 2019. So, not enough rain can cause a famine, and too much rain can also cause a famine through floods. It can even be caused by large swarms of locusts, insects that devour all the crops and leave nothing for the humans, like what happened in Kenya just last year. Those are some of the natural reasons. And while they are tragedies, they are still acceptable in the way that natural disasters have to be accepted by us. The far more gruesome reality of famine is that some of them can be man made, like the one that we see in northern Ethiopia right now. Government policies, civil wars, interstate wars, sometimes just administrative incompetence. These often create much larger famines and kill many more people than even the natural ones. Ethiopia and Eritrea had been locked in a war for nearly 2 decades, and that war came to an official end only in 2018 when a peace treaty was finally signed. But there were some who were unhappy with this deal, and those rebels continue to wage an insurgency against both governments. So now the Ethiopian and Eritrean armies are both accused of burning farms and destroying crops as a way to starve out the rebels. So, northern Ethiopia is a base from which some of the armed rebels operate, and it's being reported that Ethiopia and Eritrea are intentionally engineering a famine there by destroying all the farms to starve out the rebels, even if it means that the civilians will starve as well. If this seems gruesome to you, it should. However, this is simply the latest example in a long line of man made famines we've seen all over the world. Let me give you two major examples from the 20th century alone. The Great Bengal Famine of 1943, for instance, killed about 3 million people, and many historians have argued that it was British policy that caused it. There was already a shortage of crops in Bengal that year, and instead of allowing the starving Bengalis to eat what they have, the British diverted most of that food to their own soldiers and also to help war efforts in European destinations like Greece and Yugoslavia. In fact, if you look at the number of people who starved in this overall period, Winston Churchill's policies killed as many Bengalis as Hitler's policies killed Jews in the Second World War. It's a testament to how different history remembers you when you win a war as opposed to losing it, if you look at how differently these two are treated in modern day textbooks, despite the fatalities being more or less the same. By far, the biggest man made famine in recent times, though, was the Great Chinese Famine from 1958 to 1962, where it's estimated that about 30 million people died. I repeat, 30 million. I live in Sri Lanka, and our entire national population even isn't 30 million. So it's not just the biggest famine in recent times, it's the biggest famine of all time. And this was directly caused by Mao Zedong's initiative known as the Great Leap Forward, where all kinds of disastrous agricultural policies were imposed on Chinese farmers and triggered widespread starvation. It almost completely destroyed the entirety of China's agricultural sector. I will do a separate video on that since there are so many failed policies that we need to look at in detail. I'll give you a quick example of one of them. Mao Zedong ordered all the farmers to kill sparrows and other birds that ate crops. And the justification was that this would protect the farms because those birds would no longer be around to eat the crops. But once the bird population was exterminated, this resulted in an explosion in the population of vermin and pests who now had no natural predators with the birds gone. And they just ate their way through farmland in China like a hot knife through butter. They ate all the crops and tens of millions starved to death. So, yes, a famine can be engineered by human beings, and some of the worst ones we've seen in human history are precisely of this type. It's arguably among the most horrific things that a government can do to its own people, and yet we see governments doing it all the time. So that's it, guys. If you like the video, please don't forget to share and subscribe. I hope this sparked some kind of interest in you to do more research on this topic. Thank you, take care, and I'll see you soon.